All right, what's up, everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're going to be talking about last night's crazy day in the NBA. We had some craziness, again, going on last night in the NBA. What a day it was. We had some big performances, tight games, all the stuff like that. We're going to talk about all the big things that happened last night here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. We are on the road to 500 subscribers as of time recording this. We're at 482. We are very, very, very close to that 500 mark. So if you enjoyed the content, hit the subscribe button. It means a whole lot to me. And yeah, look to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So we have to start with Joel Embiid's 70 points. I mean, just an absolutely dominant performance on his end. Last night, the Spurs in Philly taking on the 76ers on NBA TV. We got to witness an insane Joel Embiid performance. He finishes with 70 points, which is now the new franchise record for most points scored in a game by a Philadelphia 76er, passing Wilt Chamberlain's 69 he set a very, very long time ago. 70 points for Joel, the first 70-point game we've seen since Damian Lillard last year put up 71, and Donovan Mitchell also put up 71 last year, which is crazy. So in the past 13 months, we've had three 30-point games. I mean 70-point games, which is absolutely insane. Just showing where the NBA is at right now, scoring wise. But yeah, Joel just put in an excellent performance: 70 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block. He shot 24 for 41 from the field. Only hit 1 3. Was 1 for 2 from 3, and was 21 for 23 from the free throw line in the Sixers' 10-point win over San Antonio. Which, thank you, San Antonio, for keeping the game very close, so that Joel Embiid had to come in the fourth quarter, because I think he had 56 through 3 quarters, and there's real question of dang, the Sixers blow him out too much. He might not come back in, you know. But Joel puts up 70 last night. It was just amazing, seeing, in the pregame interview, Greg Popovich said, hey, we're going to hammer him. Defensive end, kind of joking, but also kind of just saying, hey, Wemby, go on and be aggressive against him. And something definitely got hammered. Joel Embiid, man, putting on an excellent performance. It was just way too easy. And there's been talks about this as of recently, and now, these talks are even getting crazier about, is he the best scorer in the NBA right now? The last 3 years, if he right now he's currently leading the league, he's averaging 36 points per game, which is the most in a while, most points in a while. And if he continues this and leads the league in scoring again, averages over 30 something, which he probably will, it will be the 30 in a row he's averaged over 30, and 30 in a row he's won the scoring title in the NBA. Which, as a center, especially nowadays, all the great guards and wings and stuff like that in the NBA, very impressive to do. But Joel Embiid has just been on a different planet this year. He currently has to be the MVP leader right now. He's just been absolutely insane. Besides scoring, just playing basketball in general, he's been really good. But just scoring wise, it's just been too easy. Like last night, you watched San Antonio's game last night, you're like, dang, he really kind of scored 70 without really having to. Not saying do too much, because of course he had to do it, but it was it wasn't hard. It wasn't like he was taking step back threes and jumpers and getting content. Like he was literally just kind of out there, just kind of going through it, and the team and shots are just going in, especially early. I mean, he had 24 in the first quarter. He had 34 in the first half. Finished the third quarter with 56 points. It was just the hardest quarter was the last 2-3 minutes when they were trying to get him 70. That was the hardest, because that's when he got really tired. But besides that, it was just he was just doing it way too smooth, way too easy. I mean, he's got everything really in the bag on the offensive end. I mean, obviously in the paint with his size and weight, no one's gonna be able to bully him in the paint. No one's gonna be able to stop him in the paint. He can do that. He's got really good touch. The mid-range jumper, I swear, every time he gets to that free throw line jumper, he's not missing that shot. Anytime he gets there, he's not missing that shot. The threes, he's not a crazy three-point shooter, but he has the ability to knock them down at a pretty decent rate. He can dribble the ball pretty well for a big man. He's got great post moves, and he gets to the free throw line a lot as well, because he's so dominant. It's you kind of have to send 2 or 3 people at him when he's in the paint, and at that point, it's probably gonna be a foul. And he's good at drawing fouls, getting contact. So he's got really everything on the offensive end to do whatever he wants. And you saw it last night, how he was just absolutely dominating the Wemby, Zach Collins, whoever guarded him, really, the entire Spurs lineup. No matter who it was, Joel Embiid was getting the ball, and he was putting it in the bucket. So yeah, just a great, amazing performance from Joel Embiid. Um, yeah, man, it was crazy, especially late in the fourth quarter when the Spurs were kind of keeping it close, and then everyone rose when Joel Embiid came back in the game, and then He finally got the 70 piece, and it was just like crazy to see. But also for the San Antonio's Wemby, that kind of overshadowed. Wemby actually had a pretty good game as well. Wemby finished with 33, 7 and 2 with 2 blocks, shot 10 for 19, 2 for 5 from 3. He was 11 for 12 from the free throw line, which is funny in a game where they lost. He was a 0 in that game when a lot of the other starters were negatives, you know? So, I mean, Wemby had a pretty good game himself against Joel Embiid early in the first half, especially. Like he was kind of keeping up. He had back-to-back threes to start, getting to the free throw line, lobs and stuff. So he actually had a really good game. He's having a really good rookie season. It's just Joel Embiid absolutely just, you know, took over and dominated that game. But shout out to Wemby. Wemby actually had a really good game in himself, and I love what I'm seeing from him and the Spurs. Shout out to them again for keeping it competitive, so that we could get a Joel Embiid 70-point game. And also talk about more big men. Karl Anthony Towns had an insane game last night as well. He finished with 62 points, which is a new franchise record for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 8 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 21 for 35 from the field, 10 for 15 from 3, 10 of 14 from the free throw line. He put up 44 in the first half, absolutely dominating this game early. The 3 ball was falling. I think he started, 8 for 8 from 3? He started. He was absolutely shooting the lights out. The Hornets just couldn't really guard him, didn't know how to guard him. Like he was scoring threes, and then when they're taking away the three, he was like, all right, I'll just drive to the rim, get to the free throw line, and score inside and stuff. He had 44 in the first half, which is insane. Slowed down in the third. I think he only scored like 4 points in the fourth quarter and actually kind of got benched late in the fourth quarter, which is really interesting to see in a tough game. But also, they lost to the Charlotte Hornets as well. It kind of became kind of like the Timberwolves offense was kind of like, all right, give Karl Anthony Towns the ball. And at one point, he just did start kind of chucking a little bit, just being like, all right, well, they're giving me the ball. I'm just going to go score my points. And then I guess it kind of turned into that a little bit. And that lost them the game because Charlotte came out, credit to Charlotte, especially the fourth quarter. Charlotte were shooting the lights out in the fourth quarter, and they came back, played some good defense as well, burning up Minnesota, which is not something you see that often. And yeah, Minnesota just had a really bad game. Anthony Edwards only didn't really start shooting till the third quarter. He had 11 assists though. Yeah, no one else was really shooting the ball super well except for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who was doing really good. But yeah, the Charlotte Hornets really just came out and stole this game from Minnesota. A tough going when a cat breaks the franchise record of scoring, puts up 60, and they go home with a loss. Shout out to Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, really good game. LaMelo Ball, Leaky Black hit a couple free throws. If you know who Leaky Black is, cool. But not a lot of people know who Leaky Black is. Thought he was a creative player, but he had 2 big free throws. North Carolina, by the way. And yeah, just an absolute great performance from Cat. But the Timberwolves eventually end up losing this game, which is tough. But the Charlotte Hornets get a win. They reached double-digit wins. So shout out to the Charlotte Hornets for that. And we're gonna talk about Charlotte Hornets in another video because they did just make a trade today, and that's gonna be in a separate video. Some more performances. The Suns, big comeback. The Bulls were up by as many as what? I want to say 20 something. I don't really remember the exact number, but the Bulls were up big. Spurs are up big. They're up 20 at one point in the third quarter with under 5 minutes left, and the Suns come all the way back and they win this game thanks to Kevin Durant, who had 40 the other day, and then tonight he came out and had a really rough first half, and then once we got halfway through the third quarter, he was like, all right, time to play. And he absolutely dominated this game, finishing with 43 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, 2 block shots, 16 for 32, 6 for 15 from 3, 5 for 6 in the free throw line. Hit a crazy game winner, man. That clutch. He got the ball, came down, and just he double clutched in air and still made it all net. That's just different stuff, man. That's just Kevin Durant for you. Yeah, he's impossible to guard. But yeah, great win from the Phoenix Suns. I made a video last year about the Phoenix Suns where I talk about what are the Suns. It's gonna be a big trick coming up, and I thought they were gonna get blown out, and I was like, well, great timing for the Suns video. They're hottest team in the league. I made a video about them, and now they're gonna get blown out by the Bulls, but they do not. Thanks to Kevin Durant, Grayson Allen as well hit a couple of big shots. Bradley Beal was playing pretty well in this game too. Drew Eubanks, pretty solid. He closed this game out, and yeah, for the Bulls, really tough. They just couldn't hit shots at the end. Kobe White though, Kobe White is really really good, man. He's playing amazing basketball right now. I finished with 26, 10, and 9 last night. DeRozan hit a couple big shots. Vucevic hit a couple big shots as well. He had 19, 17, and 7. Patrick Williams hit a couple big shots. But it was just Kevin Durant really just put the team on his back and said, no, we're not losing. And now the Suns have won 6 games in a row, and they're all the way up to 5th in the Western Conference. So that's great for them, More to talk about, we'll just talk about a few other things. A little bit. The Bucks beat the Pistons. And another close one. The Pistons is back 2 days in a row. The Pistons keeping up with the Bucks. Shout out to the Pistons, but the Bucks end up winning, beating the Pistons. Giannis puts up 31, 17, and 10. 3 steals and 2 blocks. Great game from him. Chris Middleton also had 26, which is a great sight to see for them. The Cavs blow out the Magic. They continue their 8-game win streak. They win by 27. Sam Merrill puts up 26 points at 8 threes off the bench. He was absolutely phenomenal. Donovan Mitchell, 25 and 13 assists. Cavs just absolutely dominating the Magic. Holding another team to under 100 points. Like they said, that's 4 games in a row they've held a team under 100, which is crazy to do, especially in today's NBA. Shout out to the Cavaliers. They're absolutely balling right now. The Grizzlies beat the Raptors 108-100. Jaren Jackson at 27, 4 and 5 with 6 steals, all in the first quarter, by the way. And yeah, the Grizzlies get a good win despite RJ Barrett put up 29 for the Raptors. The Celtics and Mavericks, a game I thought I was going to be really tuned into, but I couldn't really be tuned into because Joel Embiid was putting up 70, Karl Towns was putting up 60, so I couldn't really tune into this game as much as I wanted to. But the Celtics ended up winning 119-110. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined for 73 points in this game, and put away the Mavs, despite Luka putting up 33, 18, and 13. But the Mavericks ended up winning that game, and then the Hawks lose to the Kings 122-107 because Harrison Barnes put up 32 points. Because why not? And Domantas Sabonis also have 14, 21, and 6. And DeJounte Murray, 35, 10, and 6, building up the trade value. DeJounte Murray's been really good in the past few games. Building up that trade value, baby. But yeah, just an insane night of NBA basketball, man. Love that we get to watch basketball, man. Because you just get random nights. Like, who would have thought a random night in January? A random day in January, you would have a 70-point game, a 60-point game with Kevin Durant come back. Cavs win by 20. Said the Celtics, like, who would have expected that? Also, was the anniversary of Kobe Bryant putting up 81 points, which rest in peace to the Mamba, obviously. And it was amazing to see those performances on the anniversary. But Joel put up 70, Karl Towns put up 62. Just amazing to see those performances on that day specifically. And yeah, man, that's why you love the NBA, because you never know what night you're just going to come on, tune into games. All of a sudden, you see a 70-point game, a 60-point game, a 20-point comeback, and all this stuff like that. So, yeah, a great night of basketball. But that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. We have said a lot. And, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.